Hi, beautiful Virgo. Welcome back for your star signs online. Yes, we cover these monthly. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover the transits, the astrology, and coach twin flame paths. So if this is content you want and you do want this ahead of the crowd, you can get this pre-released via a YouTube membership, depending on where you're listening to this. Now, we are going to cover your star signs to get you prepared for this month. How the format of this update is going to be. It's going to be 5 must-know aspects astrologically. Then we're going to move into the moon energy. Both of these are going to be covered also by not only what is happening in the stars, but also how it will affect you. Then we'll get into your romantic sector for singles and couples, career, business, and or studying for those of you that want to do such, wealth, wellness, and any key points I feel you really need to support you happening throughout this month. Let's get into the transits, the 5 must-knows this month in the mix. Okay, we do have Saturn in Pisces gearing up, ready to go retrograde. So we'll be feeling it as we're moving through the gate. Those of you that are empaths and are aware of astrology or energy, or are a psychic medium, you're definitely going to feel this energy the month previous. So we start sensing those things. I definitely feel May was a time in which we were facing our shadow. We were going into the inner child. There might have been a lack of confidence and uncertainty. I almost heard the term intuitively that it's almost like the floor was lava, feeling very triggered, maybe very tense, a lot of things coming at us. Mercury in the mix probably didn't help the factor, but it did test the pressure of that situation and where the values were. Definitely subjects relating to money, wealth, and creation. It was so funny while I was recording these. I was noticing the currency, going down. Which again, we did have the new moon back in May. So yes, such was so. So the 5 things to know: Saturn in Pisces will move retrograde from the 17th of June. Pluto will then re-enter away from Aquarius into Capricorn yet again at the critical degree, 11th of June. So look out for that one, but I'll mention where that's heading for your zodiac sign. Neptune also will be joining Saturn after the 17th, and it will be moving retrograde, Neptune, on the 30th of June, 2023. Venus also will be entering the house of Leo from the 5th of June, and keep an eye on this area because it will be retrograding the following month. We'll get that shadow energy and it will be sitting there for a while. So definitely re-evaluating our values, our money, our feelings, our beauty, our love life. So where do these things hit for you? Number one is I would say you're still recovering from last month's energy. You may have been in the mix of wanting to have this forward movement. Now, Saturn and Neptune both are linking to your 7th house. This can be a slowing down, a revelation, a delusion, your nerves, how you deal with love, how you deal with your marriages, contracts, partnerships, where you feel you could be restricted. What is the restriction? Is it Saturn, father? Is it a maturity? And again, it's what you're looking for in love with your contracts, your work, your friendship groups, your body, your love life. You are looking for a system. It could be some issues you have with bones and teeth, in the energy of the body. It also could be Venusian energy. It could have been ovaries. Again, it's like it's a system. Okay, so it could be to do with marriage. It could be to do with a physical contract. It could be a blockage that's happening. It could be that you're trying to get into a routine with it. And also Neptune is kind of it's the dream, it's the ecstasy, it's the Neptunian energy, it's Avatar, right? Avatar actually was made during a Neptune energy. So nevertheless, we've got lots of sci-fi kind of movies coming through, sci-fi music, sci-fi fashion, Neptune really. Those subjects for you will come up. Now, as Pluto moves back out of Aquarius, which is your 6th house of health, routine, pets, it's going to be moving into your 5th house of romance, children, something unfinished there. It could be childhood, it can be your romantic partner, the way you relate to each other. Something's coming back up. Okay, so be prepared for that. It can be reworked. This also can be creative processes, so it can be okay. Did I outrule a creative project? Did I outrule a creative process? This could have been a home-based business. Is there something with your children that's coming back on the table that needs to be readdressed? Is there a problem happening there that you thought was wrapped up, but now it's coming back? There also could be, again, fem organs, fertility. Again, I'm not a doctor. These are ways that it can aspect and play out. Keep an eye on that. So creativity, romance, children, your social endeavors, the things you do for fun, and how you deal with those things, how stress. And note that this area was highlighted for you for 20 years. Literally. I just got another notification about the index going down again. Don't we love it? It's okay. It's going to go back up. Venus for you, moving into Leo, is linking to your 12th house. Now, 12th house is a kind of an interesting one. It can be our dreams, it can be our belief systems, it can be our fears, it can be our ego and ultra ego. The things we think, okay? It's about new beginnings. Is it ever going to happen? And also sometimes it's like, I'm nervous about it happening. Old patterns coming back, because the 12th house can be the house of our own personal undoing. It can be habits. It can be guru energy. It can be psychic. It can be rags to riches and just unexpected change. How we deal with that unexpected change. How we deal with love in our head. Do we keep our thoughts in our head, or do we articulate how we feel? But 12th house can be, I believe, quite surprising, and you can be very psychic during that. So very susceptible. How do we deal with these? Number one is when Saturn goes retrograde, we can be reworking what our role is, how we can take accountability for our areas of life, how we can address those things, what we feel burdened with, or what we feel is our role. Neptune is the dream. Saturn is the routine to get us to that dream. What we would need to do in a sense of maturity. Now, when it goes retrograde, sometimes it can actually take the pressure off. I'll be perfectly honest. There can be some rules that are shifting, some restrictions that are shifting, that are impacting your career zone, romantic zone, wealth zone, your image of beauty, how you deal with your Venusian body. Also with what we ingest, also to deal with these stress levels, to deal with these changes, or the steps you take in an innovative way to deal with blockages that come up in love. That will be aspecting. That's how you can deal with it. Surprises, literally, Neptune can really make us feel so silly at times, because it could be right under our nose and we're like, I've been investing, and this is the dream. And then it's like when it goes retrograde, is it? And it's not to say it's not. Sometimes it's like, oh, there was a better way to do it. Wow, couldn't see that before. So it gives us a reality check. It pulls the veil down. Some hidden secrets can come out. And look, that could be some really wonderful things. It could be somebody coming to you and saying to you, the love of my life. Bear with it. Pluto moving back into Capricorn, unfinished business with love and romance and creativity. It could be some paperwork. It could be something hidden. It could be a creative resource you have. Social activities that you used to like, suddenly revisiting it. Maybe you cast it aside and you're like, I want to go back to pottery. Remember where Pluto was here, okay? Pluto was here so far. It's going to be 21 years almost when it does its ingress out. But it's the critical degree. Something very big could come up. Address it. It's in its retrograde, so it's hidden, but it's coming to light. So information is coming to light. A review is coming back relating to Pluto. It can be an ending of a circumstance, a delay in it, something coming back up again that needs to be addressed. It could be to do with your romantic partner. What else can I say? Grandmother energy, an elderly, an ending of a thing. It could be 8th house. Venus also in the mix. How you can deal with it is be aware if you're meeting somebody new or you're wanting to invest in some creative ideas. Be experimental, be open to different things. Don't get too fixated. Don't tell yourself in your ego that new beginnings can't happen, that dreams can't come true. Look at that self-talk. It will be very bold. Also, don't allow the tension to rise to the point that this also can link to illicit affairs for you in your zodiac sign if that was aspecting and it's something that is currently happening in your life. It's like fantasizing about somebody and just keep, it's the house of hidden. So hidden feelings. This can be also from your current partner. It's like not being able to express how you really feel. It's better to slowly unpack it than to sweep it under the carpet and for it to blow up. Let's look at the moons. How do the moons affect you this month? With first full moon of the month, it's going to be in the house of Sagittarius. All full moons can be trigger worthy, and it is happening on the 4th of June. Collectively, this can be to do with siblings, home, family, our finances, travel, socialization, spirituality, religion, gurus, trade, travel, holidays, and what our value systems are. Can we be very attracted to foreign cultures, foreign lands, and wanting to move? Some of us can be, yes. Refugees also could come up, both with Saturn and Pisces and the full moon in Sagittarius, because it can be refugees, people that are homeless, subjects to do with, say, a spiritual guru. This could be a priest or a priestess, regardless. Now, for you, this does link to your 4th house. There could be a shake-up in the home zone. There could be a radical change. It could be with a family member, a mother energy, because it's moon, your side, partner's side, your inner emotions, an ending coming to an area of family and home, a change. You could just be renovating. You could be getting things in order and it finally feels like a home. You could have somebody move in. There definitely will be a change surrounding also what you do for other people. Home-based businesses also. It could be a change of heart. It could be a change in dealing with it. Feel free to book a personal booking if you want me to look at it further or directly look at the aspects you personally have in your chart, which will be very different to the collective. Always the collective energy for your zodiac will match, but you will get a very definite signature more significantly through your birth chart, or you can interpret it yourself. Our new moon in Gemini occurring on the 18th of June, 2023. Is Mercury in nature? You're a Mercury sign. High heart chakra, definitely for you guys. Look after your heart chakra. Looking after your wellness. A lot of you, if you were feeling run down, we had Mercury retrograde last month. The moon can be heightened, so be careful of your fluid, I would say. Keep your fluid intake okay. There can be a transition with your purpose. So suddenly you can be like, okay, I believe something was going one way. Now, bang, I'm going in a completely different direction. This is a new chapter. Now, Gemini can be social activities, what you do, technology, driving, signing a contract, getting a home in order, home-based businesses, new home, where you stand in a tribe and family, how you're showing up, having deep conversations that are absolutely necessary, and having a new beginning. Now, it's in your 10th house, which also with the other surrounding aspects, it could link to a change in status in a relationship, a change relating to family members, a change in career, a brand new beginning, going up the ladder. Let's take a look at your energy for your romance house and what I see for you. So, as mentioned in the moon phases, please keep the tips with you. They're really going to aid you moving forward, especially if you forget, come back mid-month or towards the end of the month and go, wow, okay, did that land? How did that hit? And that's always the best way to check in with a guru, a reader, a tarot reader, an astrologer is, how did that land for me? Definitely always look at your rising sign, I would say. I would always look at your sun, moon, Venus, and knowing your birth chart also, even if it's a tarot reading, same principle. You're going to get a more over the board update relating to it and having that self-awareness. So those of you in your romantic sector, point blank zero, big changes. I do feel because of the retrogrades happening, it is taking you back in. You're going to feel like you're going backwards, but it can be alleviating some of the pressure. You can be really reviewing your part in love. Even if you're single, there is the opportunity for blasts from the past to come back. I do think there can be several things popping off, and you might feel suddenly like, oh my gosh, why is this all happening all of a sudden? It can be, I just get the vibration psychically shocking, that it's going to be shocking, it's going to be sudden, but it's almost like you sent the PDF out to universe, singles and couples, and it's like now universe is giving it to you, and you're like, heck, oh, that looks, sometimes it can look horrible. Yet the revelation is when we stand back from the painting, it's like, wow, that's actually cleared the path for me. And now my path is actually open and I'm able to have all the things that I wanted. But at the time, it just didn't look like that. So I can say trust the process, but, blessings can come in the most unexpected ways. Yeah, that's about the gist of it. The blessings can come in the most unexpected ways, and they can be shocking. And then we step back in ego and go, wow, why did that have to happen? Your communication style also, you can be very passionate this month. You can be very creative. And at times, I do feel you're going to pop into your mind and second guess your worth, second guess your value. And it's going to swing like a pendulum. It's going to go from low frequency to am I worthy enough? I really empathize and understand, to yes, I am worth it. Yes, I want this. And that's all that can be. So try to keep the harmony between it. It may be a little bit difficult, but try to keep the harmony with it. You are going to attract things into your life. There is possibilities of restructuring. I definitely feel for those of you that are in partnerships, your partner is going to go through major changes this month, and it's going to require you not to get in your way and to actually hear what these changes are, see what these are, and to be able to, I wouldn't say to enable, I don't feel that at all, but I definitely feel to hear the truth, to look at it realistically, if possible, to come to it with the space of love and heart, and then to redirect, make adjustments where need be. But there's grand potentials, renegotiations, shifting of situations, but definitely the doors are opening. Try to be patient. Now, with your career zone, lots of potentials here, especially because we do have Venus moving, lots of creativity, lots of psychic beliefs, lots of intuitive energy, image changing, direction. It could be a lot of thinking, okay? I would say there can be a lot of thinking. Also, depending on the industry you're working in, it's the psychological energy surrounding the burdens that you are addressing. Looking after, making sure that you're addressing things, making sure you're reviewing the contracts. I do feel a lot of you will be reviewing contracts. If you're working in a physical premises, it can be changes in business, changes in management. You also may be moving towards that unbeknownst to you. During its retrograde, I do predict that for your zodiac, you could be really going, wow, what just happened? Like, what direction am I going? Where am I feeling in this? Some of you could have upskilled. I do particularly feel there could be a change in the way you are dealing with your home life and your work life. And I definitely feel there needs to be a balance with that. I would say go back and review all paperwork, because there's something hidden there. There's some devil in the detail hidden. I also do feel if you have felt like you have been in a T section in the road in various areas of your life, this is one of those months where you're going to suddenly have a revelation that that's what it is, and you're ready to make some changes. Creatively wise, an old project can come back on the table. I definitely see a potential for some of you to need to review. It's almost like wrapping up old situations from the past. It could have been an old document. It might have been an old conflict that was there. But it feels more something old just popping up. Again, this could be quite creative. It could be something quite positive. Home-based businesses also. This is a change. This is a shift around of these circumstances. You're going to have these radical ideas, but you may need to manage how you balance your routine. And it is going to require changes in your routine. So point blank zero for your life moving forward, especially as we get into the following few months. Routine, caring for your health, addressing circumstances is going to make you more successful than if you don't. Old positions also can come back on the table, and I definitely see the potential for a lot of wealth to move. Now, in the wealth zone, in the first week, there are opportunities to move up the ladder. You could be looking at loans, investments. There can be an increase in wealth. I also feel particularly there could be something you need to replace for home. This could be that you're maybe refinancing. It could be that you're decorating the home or shifting it up. You also could be very social around the home zone. Be careful of conflict, especially where it does come to siblings, but review all of that. Also, travel associated to being home. Am I home? Am I not? Am I able to be home? This could be between you and a partner. This could be between you and family members that you're addressing. The other area you're going to find increasing can be education. I definitely see travel on the cards for you. This can be a great deal of travel, or it can be that you are upskilling to increase your income. Any investments, if you are having conflict with the situation, again, always seek a professional, especially because that's there. But I do potentially feel you could be doing study, travel, keep some money for that, keep some money aside for that, because there's going to be a lot of coming and going. Some of you might even be bloggers that want to talk about holiday destinations or the Venusian energy. Again, if you do want me to tune into your individual birth chart, feel free to come through. Money can stream in. There could be a transition in career. You could have replacement of white goods and or vehicles. Now, wellness. I do think you're going to have a break. I wouldn't be surprised if many of you were run down from last month. You also might have taken a pledge to go off social media for a little bit, get grounded. You could have had a lot of things popping off that you needed addressing. I do particularly feel you're going to have to find a way to not personalize things this month. And I think you're going to do really, really well. But I do feel the key thing here is you're going to have some huge shifts that do come quite abruptly and suddenly that you weren't expecting. But I think it's going to, in the long run, end up being a brand new chapter. And it is going to be positive in the long run, but it could take you a little bit by surprise. I do think you're going to be able to navigate it perfectly. Not to be hard on yourself, to be gentle with yourself. And the other thing I can say is between wealth, family, there are a lot of balls in the air this month. And after you recovering from Mercury retrograde, you're going to have a little bit of a break from the eat, pray, repeat, and your routine's about to be shaken up. If you are going into any exercise regimes, try to go into it gently. Making sure to stretch, keeping your fluid up, and avoiding pacifiers near the full moon. The other thing I can say is near the new moon, using pink quartz as well, especially where you're wanting to manifest things. Getting grounded, earth hurts. I also feel you're going to be very psychic. Okay? Very psychic and intuitive, almost like you're going to get the PDF before things pop off. Now, key points. Changes in love. Be okay with that. Change is as good as a holiday. Potential holidays coming. Really re-looking and renegotiating your deepest, most intimate thoughts. Being able to express yourself in different ways. And yes, your true people in your tribe will always love you for who you are. And so sometimes it can be quite beautiful to bring that quirky out. It's okay to be quirky. If income was hot and cold, it can continue to transition. And I definitely feel there might have been some conflicts around having time for friends, having time for everyone, and you could have been pulled in two different directions. There is some large growth here. And I do feel your physical activity is something that you're wanting to do, but there is also a potential of marriage here in the mix. Some of you could get engaged. Some of you can take a connection to the next level, but I definitely feel a T-section in the road. So be open to the surprises. Feel free to come back and watch this or listen to it wherever you are and tell me how this lands. I'd love to hear the gossip. Love and light. I hope to see you next month. I wish you the very best, and Lady Luck is on your side.